Right. My mic is on. Your mic is on. And we're here. All right. Welcome, boys, girls, and everyone in between, to another SO Art Studio Friday stream. We are a studio created by artists for artists, and in our sketch sessions, we talk about anything that crosses our minds while creating human art. I am Esso, and with me, as always, is the co-creator and motivator, Miss Lily.
Hey guys, welcome back.
All right, what are we doing today? Tonight we are going to be well, it's an artistic free for all for us today. We can draw and paint and do whatever the hell we want. um Pretty much we can today we can draw, paint, whatever scratches the itch in the back of our artistic heads. Do you have any idea what you're going to be working on today?
I think I'm just gonna keep working on this animation.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the link one. I haven't
Nice.
been able to touch it in a while, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going back to the 1 hour pose that we did last time.
Okay.
And I want to. So I've been looking a lot at the Marvel Rivals official artwork, which I really want to get their art book because it looks freaking awesome. But I've been taking
Looks
a look
pretty
at
good.
their. Oh, dude, it looks so good. I've been taking a look at a lot of their art, and I kind of want to try to mimic um, the art style and see what I can do with that. So I'm going to be playing with some of those paints tonight and see how far I can get with that.
Okay.
Otherwise, before we get into that, of course, let's get a little bit of house cleaning out of the way. If you are watching the stream, please join chat. That lets YouTube and Twitch know that you are here and counted. If you're a first time watcher here on Twitch, hit that follow button. And if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and bell so you get a notification next time we're online. Um, in the chat, you will notice two links. The first one being a link to the link spree for the studio, where you can donate to the studio, see other clips and artwork. And the second link being Miss Lily's socials, where you can catch her on TikTok, Instagram at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word. Um, Outside of that, let's go ahead and get our artwork up and running. If you want to share your stream, I can go ahead and get you up.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Thought I did already.
today's gonna be a little bit difficult because I'm going to be I'm actually gonna be live drawing today. Cause you know how normally I do like pre-records so I can talk and talk during the stream because I have a really hard time of like walking and chewing gum at the same time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but today I'm gonna be drawing live, and it freaks me out a little, but I'm gonna be able to do it. We'll see, right? Like, let's do this. Okay, so I have yours up now. Let me go ahead and switch over to our sketch screens. There we go. And let me get rid of that little dude right there. We don't need him no more. Okay. Oh. Oh, and I apologize if I sniffle a little bit, guys. I think I'm coming down with a head cold, because that's always fun to come down with a head cold in the beginning of summer. Or, wait, are we in summer yet? Or is this still spring? It's still spring, right?
Yeah, it's the start of spring.
Oh, we're barely in the, what? We're barely in the start of spring.
Mm-hmm.
This year is going by so slowly.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I think it's because I've had like, dude, the beginning of this year, I've been having to do so many things, and just the as I make a vague gesture towards everything that's happening in the world, right? It just seems like this year is going by so freaking slowly.
Hmm.
Too much is happening, man. Um, Speaking of what's happening, you got a couple of good subjects here. Do you want to start off on your subjects and and then we can transition over to mine. Your
Yeah, we can.
topics.
Mine's are very brief. Um, let's see. We can start with the first one. I think it
All
was on
right.
Monday. The Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, pushed for regulations on AI performers. They advocated for a Tilly tax, which Tilly is the first AI actress
Mm-hmm.
that they created.
Yeah, I actually have a
Um,
photo of her in the promo image. If anybody didn't
okay.
know who that was.
Yeah, so they named it after her because she's the first AI actress or whatever. And they basically would be adding this tax to their cost, making them cost as much as a human actor.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well just get a human actor, which is what they're pushing for.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reading this, and I mean reading the initial thing about um them creating Tilly and trying to push her into films. Just reading all of this is very Black Mirror esque.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's not very fun. Like I wish it were just Black Mirror. Like I wish this were just an episode and you're watching it and it's like, "Oh man, can you imagine if that were real life?" Well, this is
Yeah.
real life and it's not it feels weird.
It's super weird. It's super messed up. Like the first AI actor that they come out with is a woman, because of course it is. Like why not
Yeah.
explore women digitally? You know what I mean? um, I think as far as like the solution that the union has for these AI actors. I mean, like because it doesn't seem as if these studios are moving away from AI actors at all, right? It kind of just seems as if they're going to be moving towards this one way or the other. So I actually see their taxing using this Tilly tax as being probably one of the most perfect solutions outside of outright getting rid of the AI, right? Because
Mhm.
if you can tax or cost the studio um, for using these AI actors as much as it would cost just to hire somebody, and then them see like how much easier it would be to just work with a person as opposed to trying to put prompts into a system and hope to God you get the acting that you want out of it. I think that's gonna be. I don't know. I just kind of see this as the perfect solution for these AI bros trying to get into entertainment. Um, do you think this is going to like? Do you think this will discourage the use of AI actors if they cost as much as regular actors, or do you think like they really think like this is the future of film?
I mean, the whole point of using AI is to save money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think enforcing this tax to basically, you know, push to use a human actor because why would
Yeah.
you pay for an AI if you can just pay for a human
Mm-hmm.
um the same amount? Like, cuz the whole point was to save money. Um
And if they're not
yeah,
saving that money,
yeah. So I think
yeah.
obviously there would have to be more regulations put in place just because of how taxing the use of AI is on the environment,
Mm-hmm.
let alone cost it in itself. Um, so yeah, I hope that this push to even tax it, putting a tax on using AI in this way, helps advocate for that other push for AI regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, using AI for something needless as an actor, like it's not helping anybody. It's not
Yeah.
helping
Yeah.
the actual actors. the people who love doing what they do. And it's not helping the environment either. We're literally shooting ourselves in the foot here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we are.
yeah. I hope that this helps push for that sort of regulation as well.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Like I really think that this attempt to essentially purchase cheap art on behalf of the studios, I really hope that it just kind of falls through. Now that now that potentially these AI actors are no longer going to be quote unquote cheap if these new policies go through. Because I put a note down where I said anyone looking to get cheap art is never good for artists in general. So make the studios pay, right?
Mm,
I mean, screw them. You know, if they think they can screw over artists in this way, then they deserve it. Like
mhm.
they get what they get at this point. You know.
Yeah. So that's that one. The other one also has to do with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle is a tech company that specializes in database software. They're now choosing to rely on AI to help um, with that database software.
Okay.
And this has led to a massive layoff earlier
Oh
this
yeah.
week. I don't
Yeah.
know the exact number, but
Mm-hmm.
like apparently people woke up and they saw their emails and it was just like, yeah, you're not coming to work today. You've been let go,
Jesus, man.
which is which is horrible.
That's horrific.
Um yeah, they even announced that they're setting aside $500 million in restructuring costs. But they've also reported that shares have dropped for the company as investors are weighing competitive risk from generative AI models.
Well, good.
Yeah,
I'm
which is
glad they're gonna
interesting.
suffer from this for
Yeah,
a little bit.
it's interesting to see that the market in in this type of market where it's like databases and stuff like that, the
Mm-hmm.
shares are jumping because like a month ago they were up. People were investing, people were buying stocks and all that good stuff for these types of companies because, like we had spoken about in a different stream,
Mm-hmm.
people are only investing in the potential of what AI could do. They're not actually paying for what it's actually doing. They're just thinking, oh, it can do this maybe eventually. So let's
Mm-hmm.
just set a bunch of money aside and invest in that. And now I think that like one, Sora got shut down last week, and now I think that's like the domino that's starting to make these shares drop. Like people are like, "Oh, if Sora shut down, which is this crazy generative AI video creation thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that shut down, what is the use of these other AIs? Are they actually going to pay off?" So I think people are pulling out of that sort of direction,
Yeah.
which is which is good. Like I think that's good
Yeah.
because yeah, in this case, they're essentially just losing money. They tried to save money by cutting workers, but then they set aside this massive number, 500 million, to restructure their company around AI,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not making the money back because the shares are dropping. Like
Good God, man.
it's
It just sounds like a shit show.
yeah, it's not a good trade. There's no
Mm-hmm.
trade there. Like where's the good part?
Yeah, right.
There's no good part.
When is the good stuff supposed to happen?
Mhm.
Yeah, whenever I was doing research into this, I ended up finding out that they were laying off 10,000 employees which that is a ridiculous amount of employees, and that they're aiming for a potential 2,000 more. So,
Wow.
or I'm sorry, not 2,000, 20,000 more. Um,
Mm.
so you're looking at a potential 30,000 employees being laid off, which is an insane number. It's an absolutely insane number, and it's like you said, they just got an email at 6 in the morning, and it's just like all of a sudden they no longer have a job. Like no, I don't know whether or not they had things like severance packages and all that good jazz, and you can only hope that they're being taken care of somehow or another. But I mean, good God, man. And the other thing I ended up finding out is that they're not the only company that's doing it either. Um, you remember the company Square? They're the ones that do they do
The
soft,
payment thing?
yeah, the payment system. They're
Okay.
called Block now, and they are also laying off a significant amount of employees for the exact same reason. They're implementing more AI tools, and so AI is replacing employees in the situation again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, it's brutal. I can't imagine like having this job, and I where I'm thinking I'm having job security, and then find out that boom, you no longer have a job. Like, I don't know how I would deal with that. Like, it would destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is brutal. Not fun. Not fun at all. Um, let's see. Speaking of, let's see here. Speaking of companies doing things to um, fuck over their employees. um, well, I guess this is not a company fucking over their employees, but they are essentially going after a smaller company. I ran across a news article, I believe earlier this week, um, where they're stating that you remember how whenever POW Worlds came out and Nintendo was none too happy about it because of some of the
Mm-hmm.
gaming mechanics being a little bit too similar to Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
and they essentially filed a patent that said that no other company was allowed to copy their what did they call it, summon character and let it fight mechanic.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So they did this,
Nintendo
and
did that.
Nintendo did that, right?
Yeah.
They filed the patent in 2025, somewhere around early 2025, and then they gained the patent in September of 2025 from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then a couple of IP lawyers came back in November and said, we're going to challenge this because no company should be able to hold the copyright over those type of mechanics. And so the Patent and Trademark Office went ahead and heard the appeal, and it turns out as of February, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office rejects Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fight Pokemon patent in non-final ruling as Pay World legal battle rumbles on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it turns out, let me see here. It looks like the cases involve three main patents granted in Japan. So, two of them were related to monster capture and release, and one of them was related to writing characters. And all three patents were filed originally in 2024 in Japan, roughly around the time POW World came out. Um, it looks as if maybe they kind of held those patents earlier, probably around in 2021. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as Power World exploded onto the scene, like Nintendo took deep offense to it and started going after the gaming company, which I believe their gaming company for Power World is called. Oh no, what's their name? I don't remember what the developer's
I have
name
no
is.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I thought I had it in my notes, but I do not. But they essentially went after the company, which caused the developers of Power World to change their game a little bit, right? So they ended up changing a
Hmm.
couple of mechanics. Like, I think you could still ride some of the animals, but you couldn't summon them in the same way. Um, in order to kind of avoid the patent that Japan had, I'm sorry, that Nintendo had filed in Japan. Um, but
That's weird.
what I'm hearing is that this is a non-final ruling, right? So Japan could still, or I'm sorry, Nintendo could still appeal this and still go after the patent. So this is kind of like a preliminary ruling coming from the um, patent and trademark office. So I thought that was
Hmm.
interesting. That essentially you can't create a game where you summon a monster to fight for you because
Okay.
Nintendo owns that
Yeah,
patent now.
that's weird because then you're challenging Yu-Gi-Oh. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is a
Yeah,
big one
yeah,
because they essentially do the same thing.
yeah.
It's just cards.
They summon
Yeah,
monsters to
but
fight.
that's technically summoning monsters. And then the patent where it's challenging like writing the
Mm-hmm.
monsters, like you're basically challenging every MMORPG. Like
Yeah,
they're writing, not only are they writing horses, they're writing dragons. Like
exactly.
it's weird.
It's
It's
yeah,
like when
it's a weird
it's like when
challenge.
the was it what's the name of those brothers? They called the Fine brothers.
The fine, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
The Fine brothers on YouTube. They're the
Mm-hmm.
ones that got really popular for their YouTube series. The React series where they
Yeah.
had different people of different ages reacting to things, and then they
Mm-hmm.
tried to trademark they tried to trademark React,
Yeah, and
like
it
the
did
like
not
the
go well
word
for them,
React.
from
This
what I remember.
this feels, yeah, this feels
Oh,
in the
excuse me.
same vein as that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very strange because it's such a generic idea. You can't trademark that. Like you
Or at least
can't.
we didn't think you could.
Yeah, I think it's the same way as like I think I was reading somewhere you can't trademark song titles um because there's several songs that have the same title. Um
Mm-hmm.
you can't trademark it because it's n- it's too common of a thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes the phrase that you're making up, it just means something different. It just happens to be using the same words. It's not trademarkable. Like
Mm-hmm.
this idea of trademarking summoning monsters, again, Yu-Gi-Oh, like does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
Yeah.
Nintendo needs to calm down a little bit.
Yeah. It's a little odd that this would be the hill that they want to die on.
Hmm.
I mean, because I understand that maybe they were. I don't even know if this is true. Were they the first ones to kind of like tackle summoning monsters?
I don't think so. I would find that very I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah,
Let's look that
yeah.
up.
So do I. Like I don't. I don't think. I don't know because this is also one of those things like Pokemon was developed so long ago. Like what was it? Like 93, right? Um, that I can't remember any games before Pokemon that had the same kind of mechanic. So I don't know. I don't know. There's a part of me that wonders like were they the first ones to do it? And even if they are, why wouldn't you want to allow the mechanic to be innovated by, other developers out there? Why won't you, or why do you think that this would be one of those patents that only you should hold and you shouldn't allow any other developers to kind of like try their hand at it? I just think it's a very, very odd thing to do and a very odd hill to die on.
Mm. So I'm finding different sources.
Okay.
But the signs are saying no. They're not the
Oh.
first one to
Oh,
create.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
then it looks like
So
they're just kind of going
someone
after this because.
well, so I do remember when Pal World or whatever came out,
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to go after them because the character designs looked too similar to their own.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember thinking that like originally maybe the character designs were kind of ripped from Pokemon. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
which I think obviously if they're going down this route, that wasn't a feasible way to go after them.
right.
Just because, they look similar, but it's not outright ripping Pikachu out of Pokemon and
Exactly.
slapping
Yeah,
Pikachu into the game. It's done in a different way, um, to where, yeah, they could claim, no, this isn't the same character. They obviously don't look the same. Like that, it
yeah.
doesn't have the pointy ears or, the same color scheming, this, that, the other, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I think they're going after this route of trying to trademark the gameplay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this one guy on Steam says the first game that um started with summoning monsters, I'm just reading it briefly, is a game that came out in December 1991, which is 4 years before Pokemon released.
Oh.
Apparently, it was released on the Famicom. It's called Monster Maker. Uh,
Huh.
obviously, we don't know what that is, but obviously, it's not the first one to come out. And then
Yeah.
another one that I forgot to mention is Yokai Watch, is a popular. Um, it's a popular Japanese cartoon show anime,
Mm-hmm.
which became popular here in America as well for a period of time. That one has it's you summoning monsters. Like that's basically what it is. It's like Pokemon but with yokais.
Oh.
And then so
Okay.
yeah, they're going after them too basically. You know, it's not something you can trademark. People are
Yeah, that's
saying,
that's so odd. I wonder.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's an like I said, it's a weird hill to die on. Um, and if the gaming mechanic isn't original, then I don't know. It feels like you're just kind of setting yourself up to lose, or at the very least, you're setting yourself up to give you bad PR. Although this is Pokemon we're talking about here, right? So whenever they originally filed the patent, I don't remember hearing anybody like really complaining too hard about it. So maybe I'm wrong in this regard. Maybe it's not that big of a deal.
But I don't know. Nintendo, I think they're just trying to protect their property in any
Which
way
it's
that they
not
can.
unheard of.
Even
Yeah.
if, yeah, even if it doesn't have any room to stand on, in which case they kind of won, but not really, because
Yeah.
like I said, the initial reason why they even started this whole fight against Pal World was because it looks kind of like Pokemon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it does.
you know, they just don't want people looking at it and being like, Pokemon? Which is what people did. They looked at it, it's
Yeah.
like, what is this Pokemon looking? But not really looking like Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, they just don't want it associated with it. Because I think part of the gaming mechanic for Pal World is you get to use machine
Weapons,
guns
don't
or
you?
just
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, like guns. Like not even like medieval weapons like swords, but
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like you're using honest to god guns in the game, and maybe Japan doesn't want to, or I'm sorry, maybe Nintendo doesn't want to associate themselves with something so violent that's so close to their IP. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't want people looking at this and being like, when did Pokemon start having shotguns in it? Like
This
that's
is
so
supposed to be a
weird.
child's game.
Yeah, this is a child's
Yeah.
game. What's going on, you know? So they're just trying to find any way to protect their
Yeah.
bag,
I get
which
it. I
is
get it.
very on brand for Nintendo.
Very on brand for Nintendo. Um, so yeah, I thought that was interesting. That happened over the week.
Hmm.
Um, another, let's see. Um, oh, this is what I, since we're in the realm of Japanese and American IPs having a clash. Um, this is not so much a clash rather than a collaboration. So we know about the movie Project Hail Mary, right?
Hmm.
Apparently, this was originally a book that came out. Were you the one that told me that you read the book, or was that somebody else? My
And
memory's
that was
foggy.
someone else
That
because I
may
haven't
have been somebody
read a book
else.
in a while.
Yeah, I think another friend of mine told me that they had read the book. But
Okay.
apparently there is a manga adaptation of the book that's going to be
Oh.
coming out soon, and it's being developed by Hajime Go, which is the author from Attack on Titan. So he's going to
Oh.
be adopting the property. I thought that was super cool. Were you a fan of the Attack on Titan manga? Did you ever read it or watch the anime?
I have not watched the anime at all. Um,
Really? I'm
yeah, no, I'm
surprised because
not.
that's a big one.
Uh, we talked about it briefly. I
Yeah.
don't watch animes that um became like really super hype
Mm-hmm.
and then people started talking about it
Yeah.
and then I basically learned about the anime um
Through people talking
and
about it constantly.
became yeah, and became disinterested by it because of that. I heard it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I I just was not interested. Like, it's the reason why I didn't watch Tokyo Ghoul. Like, I didn't watch Tokyo Ghoul. Um, I didn't watch Death Note. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of animes that I didn't watch. I mean, not a lot.
Yeah.
It's just those ones that I didn't watch. Like, of course I watch Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of the first ones that I vividly remember watching, but what? It wasn't during a time when people were talking about it because I was one of the first nerds you know. And then
That kind of
slowly
got
I
into
started
it.
meeting more nerds. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. But when Tag and Titan came out, that was around high school,
Mm.
and everyone was talking about it. I
Everybody and
was
their
like, no.
grandma.
Yeah, it looks good. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like the art style. I heard that the story, the writing for it is really good.
Right.
The twists and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why, yeah, that's why I'm mad at these people, because I wished that I could have not
Discovered it
heard any
without.
of that
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why whenever I come across something that I think that I might be interested in, I kind of like watch it as it, or I try to catch it as soon as possible because I know the
Mm.
internet's gonna screw it up for me.
Uh,
It's just the nature of the beast, but not for everything, right? Because I'm kind of like you where if something is too hype, like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe sometimes I um have like an aversion to kind of like jump into the series even if I think I'm gonna enjoy it, right? Like a prime example is like Game of Thrones, right? Whenever Game of Thrones came out, I had everybody and their mama telling me that I was gonna like it because it was gonna be right up my alley, right? It was fantasy. It was gonna have dragons later, right? They're like, how could you not like it? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find a way to watch it at some point. At the time I didn't have HBO Max, so I wasn't gonna be able to watch it that way. I was probably gonna have to find a different way. But as like the time kept going and people kept talking about it, and the more and more I learned about the property via osmosis, eventually I was just like, well, I guess I don't gotta watch it because
Yeah, you
everyone's
already heard
kind of watched
everything.
it for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you, man. It makes
That's why I didn't
sense.
watch Game of Thrones either.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't watch
just.
that one.
I'm pretty sure I would have liked it. I'm pretty sure, right? Everything that I hear about it, it was pretty good, except for, certain parts or the ending. People complained about that. But it's just, man, like I don't know how to explain. Um, just kind of like not catching that bandwagon right off the bat, and then the more you don't catch the bandwagon, you just kind of like lose all interest in it, and that was kind of where I was at.
Hmm.
I still haven't watched it, and I
Which
don't.
one? Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of Thrones. I don't
Yeah,
know if
no,
I
I don't
ever
think
will at
I'm
this
gonna.
point.
Yeah. Especially hearing that the ending is really disappointing, then it's
Yeah.
just like, well, then why
Mm-hmm.
would I subject myself to that
Yeah, it doesn't
to
seem
that
like
horror?
anything I want to put myself through now.
Like maybe I'll just listen to the audiobook because it's
Yeah,
based off of a book, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's
let me
based off
just
of a
listen to that.
book. You're
No one
right.
complains about the book's ending, so let me
Except
just,
for, I
well,
think the
because
only
no
thing I
one
ever
has
hear.
read the book. So,
Yeah. The only thing I ever hear about the book is that people complain that the final book hasn't come out yet. But yeah, that's the only complaint
oh,
I
well, then
ever
that's why
hear.
the ending sucks
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
ending hasn't actually come out yet.
But I keep hearing this theory where they're like, "Oh, well, what's his name? J.R.R. Martin actually gave the ending
Tolkien?
to the showrunners and
That's
that
not.
huh?
I thought his name was I think I'm getting it wrong. Never mind. You can keep going.
Oh, you're thinking of Tolkien?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was Tolkien.
No.
Is it Tolkien?
No, it's
No, that's Lord of the
yeah,
Rings.
that's Lord of the Rings.
Is it are they really their names are J.R.R. Martin and
You
J.R.R.
know,
Tolkien.
I may be completely wrong. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
let me
wait.
do a quick Google
'Cause I was
search.
like their names are really that similar? It's
Oh,
just
dude. Yeah.
Game
One
of Thrones.
is Oh, I'm sorry. One
Uh,
is George R.R. Martin
George R.R.
and the other
Martin.
one is J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's pretty close.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Who has two middle names that start with R? Am I right?
R.R. Yeah. And you're also both writing
And you're both
fantasy books.
fantasy
Like, come on.
writers. Come on, give us a break here, man. Give us a break. But yeah, man, I'm pretty sure I would want to. Oh, anyway, so the theory that I heard was that yeah, he had given the showrunners the ending. The showrunners kind of created their own version of the ending, but whenever he heard that so many people hated the ending, he all of a sudden was like, "Okay, I'm gonna
The
rewrite this."
book's not ready yet, guys.
Book's not
It's
ready yet, guys. I don't have the ending that
not
I
even
want. I
close
swear.
to finished. That's funny. But that's pretty cool though.
That
Like
does make
you're
sense.
you did a test run and everyone
Mm-hmm.
hated it and you're just
Hey,
like, just kidding.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Do a
nowhere near.
test. Like, hey, like, it was the showrunners that screwed it up, not me.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking is gonna happen with um which I kind of don't want it to
Yeah,
because so Demon Slayer when the manga ended, it ended a while ago.
yeah.
people really didn't like it.
Oh.
And she had to end it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think she knew how it was going to end anyways, but
Yeah.
anyways, she had to end it quickly because her family members was sick. Like one of them was, I think
Oh,
one of
I
her
see.
parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's no
so
good.
she had to go basically retire the manga
Yeah.
and go back home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the ending is rushed. But I think, you know, I think like I said before, I think people just don't like unhappy endings.
Yeah.
And the way I was arguing is that it's not a happy it's not a happy property. Um, and
Yeah.
whatever happens at the end is just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking for Demon Slayer was that they could change it with the anime. Like they could maybe the writer could come back and be like, okay, let's do it this way. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I could have time to have actually written the end of my manga the way that I would have wanted, or, like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
I get what
one
you
way
mean.
that I could have taken it. So I think they
I
could do
mean,
that with Demon Slayer.
yeah. If it's one of
And,
those things where she can make a change, like Martin did, kind of like audience test it. And if the
yeah,
audience doesn't like it, you can go in and just, change a thing or two here and have a more satisfactory ending. Then why not, right?
why not? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
the writer.
exactly. It
You're the
was it was
creator.
the anime producers that decided to run with the ending, not you. She wasn't done, or he. Wait, is the mangaka a woman or a guy?
I think I think it is a girl. Let
A
me
girl.
look.
Yeah, yeah, she wasn't done with it yet. Then that's not her fault. But that is funny.
Yeah, it is a
This
girl.
trend.
Her
Oh no, what's her name?
Koyoharu Gotoge.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, this trend of artists kind of like shopping the story around after it's complete and coming up with better endings. I'm all for it. You know.
hmm Which they could also do with Jujutsu Kaisen, which I heard
Technically, yeah.
also had a bad ending that people quote quote bad ending that people didn't like. I think they also said that with Chainsaw Man, like they weren't
Mm-hmm.
happy with that ending, and like I said, like I don't think those endings, like not everything is a happy ending. Like I think, and this is why I think a lot of people don't watch a lot of Japanese media
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of those aren't happy endings. Like, have you watched a horror movie from Japan? Like
It's
The
true.
Ring is
It's
not a
true.
happy. They're
Yeah,
not happy
they're
endings.
not happy
There,
endings.
there's no
They're
happiness
they're
there.
they're like the Europeans in that fashion. Like they love their tragic endings, man.
hmm Because that's just how it is. Like it's just a sad story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it makes you feel like you want that happy ending for them, but it's just kind of useless. And I think the American audience is kind of used to having that happy ending. We grew up
Mm-hmm.
with Disney,
Yeah,
and
I was about to say
that's
that. Like, I think
mhm,
the audience is used to that shonen ending of winning the final battle with the power of friendship. You know what I mean? And
mhm,
they've been getting that for so long that whenever there is a shonen anime that come out where it doesn't fit that mold, they lose their damn minds. But
mhm,
it makes me wonder what the anime's gonna do. If the manga ended on such a controversy, do you think the anime production is gonna change it for the sake of maybe fixing what the manga what the manga
mm.
did wrong? What do you think? I mean, because
I
they do have some liberty, but not much.
like if if they do change the ending, I would hope it's because the writer came back and was like, "Hey, I actually want to do it this way."
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like I would hope that they would ask the author, um, like, "Hey, so it looks like your property didn't have very nice reviews at the end. Would you like to change it?" You know?
Would you like us to
Without
fix it
us
for you?
without us doing anything to it, like what they
Yeah.
did with the theater productions for it. I
Mm-hmm.
would hope that they would very much ask the author. But I'm at this point where, yeah, like I understand that if the intention of the creator was to tell this story, that they would keep it that way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was their intention. Um, and I don't Yeah, the writing for Demon Slayer is very simple, but I quite like it, and I think everything has its purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
I would really very much want them not to change it. I also wouldn't want them to change it for Chainsaw Man, like that the writing for Chainsaw Man and the way they portray it is really good.
Yeah.
Um and Jujutsu Kaisen as well. I'm watching it currently, trying to catch up.
Same
Although I
here.
don't really understand much of what's happening, it it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And if the way that the author wanted to tell the story is the way it was, then
Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah.
As for like Game of Thrones, like there's no confirmation that um Martin gave them that ending. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
there's no real confirmation that that was what he wanted.
Maybe on
And
purpose.
yeah, which, yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Big conspiracy theory here. But like, that's just how it was intended to be told in the theater release anyway, in the TV show release. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just how you have to accept it. Very much like how we have to accept that Stranger Things ended the way it did. Although there are also some speculations behind that the ex-wife was actually the writer for the show, and that's why the writing was so good in the first seasons.
Oh
And then after
shit.
they divorced, it became bad because they divorced, and now she's
Yeah.
not on the writing team, and now they have to use ChatGPT,
Oh no.
and that's why it feels very AI. Like
Yeah.
that's to say, yeah, I would hope when when the next seasons come out for Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, when the next movies come out for Demon Slayer, that they just keep it the way it was meant to be.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
And not fiddle with it too much.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like you were mentioning Jujutsu Kaisen, and I was thinking about like the story behind it, and how you were like, "Oh, that story is a little bit confusing," because
It is.
I'm trying to catch up myself, and I'm still trying to like fully grasp like how the cursed powers work.
Oh, really? I just
Yeah,
kind
dude.
of accepted it.
I'm
Kind of
still trying
like
to figure out
how,
like the power system in this anime.
well, I know there's an explanation for it, but I
Yeah.
don't get it. I think I am just, what's the terminology? Suspension of disbelief? Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
how it
Yeah.
is?
Suspension of
You know, you
disbelief. Yeah.
you just kind of accept it. Like, okay, there's some people in this world that have magic powers, but
Mm-hmm.
there are limits to their powers. Like it only works within this limit, which
Right.
I can believe that. Which keeps the characters from becoming too strong.
2 OP.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm watching it right now. Where are you at right now? Are you at
Oh, dude.
the recent season?
Let me think. I think I still may be in season. I think I still might be in season one, honestly. Um,
What?
wait, no, no, no. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Have you
Let me look
watched
at
a
my.
movie yet?
Oh God, no, no, I haven't watched the
Okay,
movie
then yeah,
yet.
you're behind.
Yeah, cause I'm like I'm watching this through Netflix, and I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
positive I'm still on. Let me see. I'm pulling up my Netflix now. Um, I am. I am on. Let's see here. I'm on episode 20 of season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on episode of 20 of season 1, which
Hmm.
still puts me pretty far behind cuz I think we're in season what, like 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen so far?
I think we're in. Wow, there's been that many seasons already?
There's 7 seasons?
What?
Wait,
Oh,
oh,
there
I'm
isn't.
sorry. I thought that's what you said. I was about to say, Jesus Christ, am I
No, I
behind?
was like, how many seasons are there? That's
You're freaking me out over here, man.
yeah, no, 7 is crazy.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. I think there
Okay.
are only like 3
Okay, yeah,
seasons
we're
in.
on the 3rd season,
Okay.
and there's
Yeah.
a movie. I think there's like 2 movies
Oh
that came
God.
out before the 3rd season.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's why
Um,
it probably seems longer because of the movies that came out.
yeah.
Maybe.
Which are there 2 movies? I know that the last movie that came out was not actually a movie, which I hate that they do that. Um,
Wait, the last movie that came out wasn't actually a movie? What do you mean?
well, it just so it's those types of movies where it just recaps what happened,
Oh
and then
no. Yeah.
it shows you like the first 3 episodes of
Yeah, not a
the
fan of
next
those
season,
things either.
which is what they did with the Dandadan, like the
Mm-hmm.
movie quote that released,
Yeah.
which they didn't market it that way. They did say that, hey, this movie is actually just the first 3 episodes of the next season, which I like that they were just clear about that, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Because the other anime movies that do that don't really say that that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I just wish they would do that more, because
You
then
know,
it's like, I can just wait till it comes out
yeah.
and watch it that way. Like,
Honestly, that's what confused me. You remember whenever I had that whole confusion with um Demon Slayer?
yeah.
That's why I had the confusion with that one at first because I thought that the shows were just kind of like um going over what the movie was about for season 2.
Yeah, you were telling me
Yeah, I was all
that you're
confused about
trying to
it.
watch the next season,
You
but
know,
it was
because
actually just the movie
yeah,
chopped up.
because Dragon Ball Super did that, right? Because we
Oh,
had
did it?
yeah, we had what was it um Dragon Ball, dang it, what was it called? It was the first movie that had come out in a while that kind of bled into Dragon Ball Super. So you had the movie come out, and then you had the episodes that came out, or the first season that came out shortly after, and the first season was just a rehash of the movie itself. And so I was like, oh well, then I guess most modern anime do this, right? This is a normal
Mm.
practice. Apparently, I was completely wrong. Oh God. But yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to catch up as much as possible. I'm getting there slowly but surely. I'm about a little bit more than halfway done with the first season. I hear the second season is a little bit shorter than the first season, and then the third season. I think the second was it the second season or the third season that was split in two. Like
I'm not sure.
they yeah, one of the seasons they released one half, kind of what they're doing with Doctor Stone now, where they release a block and then they release another block. So I'm
Mm.
catching up to it. I'm close. I'm very close. It's just like I had always I think JJK was one of those things where I had always heard about it, but I was kind of hesitant to kind of go into it because I didn't know if I wanted to watch another power scaling show. Especially
Yeah.
since at the time I was on like a hiatus from Dragon Ball Super, and there was a couple of other shows that I was watching, and plus I had gotten really into like other shows like Free Ren, and I had gotten really into Doctor Stone. So I was like, oh, I'm satiated. I really don't need to. I really don't need to get into this one. And plus, everybody was
Yeah.
just hyping it up, man, and hyping it up and hyping it up. And I was recently
Mainly because of
looking.
Gojo.
Yeah, mainly because of Gojo. I mean, hell, he's pretty much the hype in the show. Am I right?
Yeah.
Gojo is like, if ever there was an OP character, he would be it.
Super OP,
Yeah,
super hot.
yeah, exactly. He's the One Punch Man of this universe. Um, and uh, and yeah, I kept seeing scenes and animations for it, and I was like, oh man, this looks awesome. So I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna try getting into it. And then as soon as I start trying to get into it, I was trying to understand the power system in the universe, and I'm 20 episodes in and I still don't fully get it. like I like okay, so what is cursed energy? Is cursed energy just like negative feelings that human beings have that can then manifest themselves into actual creatures or other human beings, and then you can then use your cursed energy if you can control your emotions into your attacks. And then like what does domain expansions have to do with cursed energy? Like can you have just so much cursed energy that you can then like create this area of effectiveness? And it feels like I'm playing a goddamn card a battle card game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like have you ever played like Magic the Gathering?
No, I've
No.
not.
Oh, dude, it
Mm-mm.
feels just like that, where it's like you're playing this game, and each card has its own specialized way of attacking the enemy, and it's like depending on how you can combo chain a deck of cards, you can obliterate your opponent, and this show feels much the same way. It's just like it feels so convoluted, and maybe maybe I'm just getting left behind because I'm a little dumb, but Jesus Christ.
No, honestly, I think that's why I think it's the weakest of the shoujo, or is it shonen? It's shonen, right?
Shonen,
Shonen
yeah.
Jump. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
shonen animes that have come out recently,
Yeah.
especially with a team of three. Um, like this one roughly came out around the time that Demon Slayer was picking up. That has a team of three.
True.
It came out roughly around the time that Chainsaw Man came out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think those ones explain their power scaling much simpler, and like Chainsaw Man is I no, Demon Slayer is super simple.
Yeah.
Then it's Chainsaw Man. Kind of gets a
Yeah.
little bit into it, but it's still very digestible in
Yeah.
explaining how
Chainsaw
the
Man, you can
powers
still
work.
kind of figure out how they get their powers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
how these different demons, are they demons?
They're kind of
Different
like
devils?
manifestations
Devils.
of, yeah,
Yeah.
they're devils
the diff-
of destructive power, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense. And then there's Jujutsu Kaisen, where yeah, they kind of like I even forgot that they had mentioned the feelings thing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember that, like that's not even being mentioned right now in this last season.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, I've been seeing memes all across Instagram and TikTok of like people trying to describe Minecraft in the narration of JJK. And they're just like kind of like trying to
oh really?
describe action. It's so funny, dude. I gotta pull up one of those videos. It's hilarious.
So it's
But
basically the same thing where it's
yeah,
like
yeah, just a
kind of
description.
convoluted,
Yeah, it's
but when
paragraphs
you
and
look at it at
paragraphs.
face value, it's just this is how it works. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Why didn't you say it like that then? Like,
Right? Why are you making this hard on me?
why are you saying it like this? Just say it like that. Like,
I think it's interesting that they're having to um they're having to have a lot of exposition to explain power sets and how they work, because otherwise the
Oh
general
my
audience
gosh.
would be completely lost.
This this last season that's come out, the culling
Mm-hmm.
game,
Yeah.
is gonna confuse the shit out of you because there's a lot of that.
From
Like
what
the
I hear,
narrator
man,
comes
it
in
sounds rough.
every episode to explain something, and it's
Oh
like
God.
this it shouldn't be like this. Like I kind of wish
I mean,
and
it's
where did this come from? Like why
yeah,
is the
it's
why is
one of
there a
those
game
things.
now?
Like I know you spark the ire of the fandom whenever you say, like, if it has to be described that much, it's kind of bad writing. Because from all the research and everything that goes into what I'm trying to learn about writing, you're supposed to show more so than you're supposed to
Show
tell.
don't tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And in this case, it's just mostly telling. And because otherwise, if they didn't explain how these power sets work, I mean, you would just be having, I hate to say it, but you would be having like Dragon Ball level fights, right? It's just, hey, I got a power, hey, you got a power, but my power is stronger than your power. Get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, that would essentially be
I
the
mean,
end of it.
I don't know, I kind of like it like that though. Like, okay, so let me think. There's another. So Bleach kind of does this with like Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
Oh, with
Where
their
there's the
Bankais and.
Soul Reaper, yeah, there's the
Mm-hmm.
Soul Reaper Society, and then they
Yeah.
each have their own sword, and then
Yeah.
each sword does a different thing,
Yeah.
and then they explain what the thing does, right?
Yeah.
Um, but Bleach does it much better because it's not it's not it doesn't make you think too hard. Like
It's
it's
not
just
required
straightforward.
reading. You know what I mean?
It does not require you to think past 1 plus 2 equals 3. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially like one of the most vivid fights that I remember is with Yuroichi,
Mm-hmm.
with her student, the girl with the cool haircut and the long ponytail, and she has this dagger thing on her finger. And
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
the way it
Yeah.
works is she touches you and it marks you with a butterfly. And
Mm-hmm.
then it, they briefly explain it they don't explain it right away, but then they're just like, "Oh, this is how it works. If I touch you 3 times in the same spot, you're dead." Like,
Yeah, you're big fucked, man.
and
That's
that's
it.
it.
It's
Like,
over for you.
and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
and I like that. And they started off with that
Mm-hmm.
in the first season with a
Yeah.
few of the characters, like the character who has the muzzle over his mouth. Like they
Yeah.
explain that he has a lot, like his cursed power is really powerful because he can basically make anything happen just by
Mm-hmm.
speaking it.
Yeah.
It's just it causes a lot of damage to his body when he
Yeah.
does that. That's why he only speaks in rice ball ingredients.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, but
Right.
like that's pretty straightforward. Like I like that. It's simple, explains his power. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they explain why he has that power. Why do these they're just special people, right? They
Yeah, I
have
think they
special
just
first
yeah, they just
powers.
have
Yeah.
these powers somehow.
Why are each of them stronger than the other? I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
well, okay. So I think that's what I was trying to get at earlier is that they're all strong in their own right. Like each
Right.
one can defeat the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that one is more powerful than the other. It's that the consequence to using it is more, you know, more
More dire than
taxing to the
others.
user. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the guy that I just mentioned. If he uses it, he can basically kill himself because of how taxing it is on his own body.
Yeah. Well, I can
So,
understand how people would get frustrated if it's kind of like, so you got Gojo, right? Which
Hmm.
For all intent purposes, he's like some prodigy where he just has like the most OP cursed energy known to man. Like he can command infinity, right?
Yeah.
Uh, um, why can he command infinity? I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
think at one point they allude to the fact that if you belong to a certain family, you can have certain powers passed down to you, kind of like My Hero Academia, right?
Yeah, I think
Um,
they briefly explained that.
yeah, they kind of briefly go over that, and I'm assuming I'm assuming that's the whole basis. Because honestly, I have no idea. Like I'm assuming that you're born with it because you belong to a specific family.
Which there are, I mean, they're touching into that in this recent season,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more.
Yeah,
Um,
does it have? Isn't it like where the main character, the demon that that he essentially ingested, he has something to do with the reason he became a demon? Like some of the main characters are like direct descendants of his or something to that degree. So this is like a power that's passed down through lineage somehow.
oh, Sukuna? I don't
Yeah.
know. I think so. Like, I think all of the demon that they fight or monsters or whatever are
Mm-hmm.
direct descendants of Sukuna. That's why they can sense his
His presence.
energy coming
Yeah.
from Itadori.
Right.
As for, well, so I'm gonna tell you this now. It's a little tiny spoiler.
Well, it's mostly been
They kind
spoiled for
of
me, anyways.
uh well, they kind of go into his family, like
Yeah.
Itadori's family, because you don't really hear about it that much. At least I don't remember. They
Yeah,
don't
so
really
far from
touch
what
on
I've
his family.
experienced, I don't know dilly squat about his family.
Yeah, so I think they're like this season is exploring more of those family ties, and
Mm-hmm.
so they show his family, um, and it kind of blows your mind when you find it out. But then, like the other dude that's with him, the black-haired guy,
Mm-hmm.
he's part of this big clan. Um, the other girl is also part of it too, which, that's why they explain that they have their cursed energy powers.
Yeah.
Um, I think it is familial for the most part, but yeah, I don't know. Jujutsu Kaisen is a little confusing. I think it might be because I was going through that phase of being tired of the three-man team
Uh-huh.
type dealio,
Yeah.
when it first came out, and it seemed like the least appealing one. But then again, I didn't like Chainsaw Man when it first came out either, but that's just because it made me really sad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of depressing watching that one for sure.
but now I like it. Like, well, I really like the movie. I don't know if I will rewatch the anime just because of
Mm-hmm.
how gross it is. It's
Yeah.
really
It does have its moments, doesn't it?
I just only remember when that girl takes him back to her apartment, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's not
The
even
older
her
one.
apartment. It's at the party,
Yeah, and she
and
throws up in
she
his.
gets so yeah, she gets so
Yeah.
drunk, and I'm just like, "Oh, it's
Why?
gross." Yeah, I just don't think I'll rewatch it just because it's so gross. Like,
No, I get
it's
it.
disgusting.
I don't blame you.
The movie's great though. Like, I love the movie.
Yeah, it's a Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely a it's I've been trying to pay attention to it. So it's odd for me not to grasp the power system just yet. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the day it probably doesn't matter. Let's be honest. Like I'm just kind of being a little nitpicky cuz I kind of want to understand the way the world works. But
Mhm.
I mean, is it really important to know how any of these powers work? You know, does it really matter to the overall story if I know or not? I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
assuming that it's not really gonna matter too much, right? It's the interpersonal relationships that matter more so than not. Um, but it's funny. This kind of leads into the other topic that I had. Um, so recently, somewhere around I guess the beginning of the week, a Threads account, underneath the name of the Anime Flow, released or they initiated a topic, and it said, fans confused on why Invincible has worse animation than JJK with 10 times the budget, and then they point out that JJK season 3 had was per and they're estimating per episode how much it costs per episode to make, right? So they said JJK season 3 cost about 150K per episode, whereas Invincible season 4 cost about 25 million per episode, right?
Hmm.
And of course, as you can only
25
assume,
million.
yeah, 25 million an episode, bro. It is
Hmm.
not cheap. So obviously this set off one hell of a debate online. People were going nuts about this. Um, so you had a number of fans point out that the cost per episode that they listed was pretty much just the gross total for production. So it's taken into consideration cost of not only the animators, the but also the voiceover actors and everything else that goes into production, right?
Yeah.
For both series. And what they were saying is that um, the bulk of the Invincible budget was coming from the high end actors, voice actors that they have um, on the
Invincible.
series, right? So we're
Okay.
talking like, so they have, and I was taking note like all the different actors that they've had this season so far. So you're looking at like Stephen Young, J.K. Simmons. Do you know who J.K. Simmons is?
Yes, I know who J.K. Simmons is.
I'm just checking. I want to be sure because I know how you say that you're not good
Thanks for
with names
asking. I
sometimes.
know a few people. I know
she,
Steven
she,
Yeun. I know, yeah.
Sandra Oh and Walton Goggins and Mark Hamill, and they had
Oh, Mark Hamill?
Zachary Quinto this season, Lee Pace, and Jeffrey D. Morgan. Which, oh dude, I know you're not caught up to Invincible, but oh god, this last episode was insane. If you ever get a chance to catch up. Um, so that's a lot of top tier talent going into this series. So people are saying that a good majority of Invincible's budget is um,
The
going towards
voice
these voice
talent.
actors. Yeah, yeah, the voice acting talent, and that I've also seen others point out the fact that um, JJK season 3 was only 12 episodes, and they're about 30 minutes an episode, whereas season 4 of Invincible is 8 episodes, and they're about an hour apiece. Um, so let's see. There were people that were talking about the differences between the times of when each season came out and how long the animators had to actually produce the animations. um, for instance, like with JJK, they released that one 3 years after the completion of the second season, whereas
Hmm.
season 4 was released only 1 year after season 3 for Invincible. um, and then um, on the other side of the argument, they were saying that obviously the animators for at Studio Mappa are a lot more experienced, right? Like you have
Mm.
I think Mappa has existed since 2011, whenever it was co-founded by I'm gonna get his name wrong, but it's Masao Maruyama, which he
Mm-hmm.
originally came from Madhouse. Um, you remember who Madhouse is, right? Like they were a huge animation company back
Mm-hmm.
in the 90s and early 80s, and that studio was founded in like 1972. So so the animators in Map are well seasoned, or at least the leadership is well seasoned, and obviously they're passing down those techniques to everyone that works with them. Whereas the animation studio that is currently making um, Invincible, and their name is Skybound North. They barely came into existence in 2016, and they're led by a Lucasfilm animation executive. So people are saying that obviously Studio Mappa way more experienced, way more versed um, in the animation realm. I mean, hell, Studio Mappa is the one. They did Chainsaw Man and Attack on Titan, and they did Vinland Saga. I mean, they've got a lot underneath their belt. Whereas opposed to Skybound, I think they only have two animated shows underneath their belt, with Invincible being one of them. So they are brand new babies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but have you seen any of these comparison videos online?
So I don't have to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I I remember the animation for Invincible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like you were saying last stream, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if there's a giant jump in between the the animation, because
I
I
think the
remember the
animation got a little
animation.
bit better this season, but it's roughly
Okay.
the same.
Because so this is just speaking from season one and
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit of season two. I remember the animation not being that a- amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
remember the mouth, like they'll move and stuff like that. They'll stand and then the mouth is moving, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, right?
Yeah.
I don't
There's a lot of
like the
static
fight
scenes.
scenes. Yeah, a lot of static scenes. They even
Mm-hmm.
joked about it.
Yeah.
Um, which is probably why they joked about it. They're just poking fun
Yeah.
at themselves, which,
they,
good
they
on you for that.
understand. They understand their
Um,
strengths and weaknesses,
yeah, we love a self-aware queen, but
right?
like so I don't even remember the fight scenes being that amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, I would even say the fight scenes have improved since seasons 1 and 2. I mean, especially this
okay,
last episode. The fight scenes are insane.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's gotten a
like,
little bit better.
you'd only hope so, right? That it
Yeah,
would just get
exactly.
better instead of
Mm-hmm.
worse, like One Punch Man. But like, which, yeah, let's just talk about that. That one actually got worse. But like,
Yeah,
so I don't
yeah.
remember Invincible's animation being that stellar, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's just an unfair comparison. Um, because yeah, if you watch like this last season, oh my gosh, the amount of
Oh
frames
yeah.
that are in the animation are amazing.
It's
Like,
practically a
it's
film.
yeah, it's such a joy to watch these animations. Like, I think it's just a difference of yeah, the studio. Like, Mappa is just more seasoned at
Mm-hmm.
animating. Um and I mean, yeah, it's the studios, and I would like to say maybe it's even the region that they're from. Like, the type of animation style we see from American properties
Mm-hmm.
are not very, not anywhere near as good as Japanese animated films or
Yeah,
even
yeah.
animes to argue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just thinking about like how Teen Titans used to look or how Justice League used to look, how Batman used to look, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which
the animation styles are way different.
different.
Yeah, it's like it really just depends, right? Because you have you have something like Invincible, which aims for more. I don't know. They aim to get as close as possible to the artwork in the comic book, right?
Mhm.
And whenever you're trying to replicate comic art, it's not easy, right? Comic art is a little bit more. How do I put it? Comic art can be, or comic art is a slave to, um, and this is a criticism for me actually. I think comic art can be a slave to cinematic framing and to realism a little bit too much sometimes, and because of that, I think that whenever it's translated into animation, unless you have like an extremely seasoned team and an ungodly amount of time, it's super hard to capture. And I think that's kind of been the case since forever. Like I try to imagine like the original X-Men, the animated X-Men series, where they had an animation team trying to replicate the comic book look, and it's extremely hard, right? Like it's um I wouldn't say that. I don't know. There's a part of me that I don't think that the Western comic style is any more detailed than anime, because I'm sorry, than manga, the Eastern style, because Eastern style can get very detailed itself. I wonder what lends towards like the ability to animate an Eastern style better than Western style.
What what makes them different?
Yeah, like what really makes
Well,
them different? Because we've had Eastern studios tackle Western properties before, right? We've
mhm.
seen that before. I mean, like I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think of something. Um, let's see. I guess one series that comes to mind is something like Aeon Flux, or man, what is a American IP that was animated by um maybe Thundercats? Damn, but that was so long ago. I'm looking for something that's more recent. um
So this is what I'll say about those properties as well.
mhm.
Like the earlier Western animated stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? What was another thing that came out with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Pokemon at the same time?
Pokemon kind of doesn't count because that came from Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So, oh, you're trying to think
Yeah,
of American.
yeah. That's animated in very visibly like hand drawn, not that it looks like it's
I don't know.
Adobe Flash.
It's
You know what
kind
I
of,
mean? Like
yeah. It's kind of hard to think of one, because usually whenever you think of American animations, you think of like Disney
Family
movies.
Guy.
Yeah, yeah. You think
I'm
of
thinking
like,
Family Guy.
well,
So
because
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I
It's
think the difference between these animation film not films, studios from different regions, right? Is the way that they're animating. Um Anime is animated on twos.
mm-hmm.
Uh Western animation may be animated differently. So
Yeah.
let's look up. So Invincible is probably a good one to look up. How? On what time frame is it animated?
Oh, that's a good question.
It didn't answer my question, but is it animated in twos as well? I don't think it is. Is it in twos?
Let's
It has a
see
mixed
here.
frame rate.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it does twos sometimes, it does ones or threes, but okay, something I'll notice with Western animation is
Mm-hmm.
that they really don't like to stretch their budget into putting more frames
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
putting more detail into frames.
Yeah, there
Like,
seems to be like a
very.
and I honestly think this comes down to like how much money is actually spent on production,
Mhm.
where it's like I don't know. Because here's the other thing, right? So it seems like with American animations there is like there is a cost for production that puts a gigantic wall between how much you're pointing out, how many frames can artists put into their animations, right? Which is why how a lot of what we consider adult animations here in the West, like Family Guy or American Dad or any of those guys, the it's more like the what I call puppet animations, where you just kind of like the mouth isn't hand drawn, but instead it's like it's puppeteered by a number of pre drawn mouth movements or pre drawn hand movements in order to save time, you know. So you have a
Yeah.
lot of in American animation, you have a lot of um cut frame rates and cut production tactics in order to save money. It feels like, um, unless it's like particularly a passion project for like one of the passion projects I'm thinking of. Like, have you ever seen Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal before?
No, I haven't, but I'm familiar with his other work, like
Or
Samurai Jack.
yeah, like Samurai Jack, or
Hmm.
like another one that comes to mind is like Boondocks, or even more recently like the most recent Adventures of Superman that came out, or Vox Machina. Like a lot of these animated shows, it looks as if like more time has been put into the animation process.
Yeah.
Whereas in Japan or South Korea, it seems as if they squeeze every last bit of blood out of those animators.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they put in way more frames. They kind of like the attention, not the attention to detail, but the time into detail is really put in. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing between the Western animations and Eastern animations is that one, well, then you kind of run into this issue of like how like all the criticisms that have been hoisted at like studios like Mappa, where you have a lot of almost like slave labor conditions happening at the anime studio. um,
Yeah.
yeah, where it's like they don't pay them. They barely pay them minimum wage, and they overwork the hell out of them. And it's like it it feels like by doing that they're able to like push a lot more out of their production team. Whereas Western animation studios, you can't get away with that, right? There's like there's there's hardcore labor laws over here.
Yeah.
And you have to pay these artists a livable wage. But by doing that, you run into the issue of, well, we can only put so much money into this animation, so we got to cut corners here and there, and it's a it's a nasty double-edged sword, right? Like you either make a limited run series, kind of like Primal, right, where you're only going to be releasing one season, maybe two seasons tops, right? So it's kind of like a short stint, or you're going to be releasing something that is going to be coming out seasonally, in which case you're trying to save as much money as humanly possible. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a weird trade-off, because I'm fully confident that American animation studios could make incredibly high-end productions, because we see it in movies, right? Movies are the prime
Mm-hmm.
example, especially whenever we're talking about like 2D movies. Um, for instance, look at the animations that recently came out for the new Gorillaz album, right? Completely hand drawn, completely 2D animation. It's beautiful, right? It's a beautiful little art piece, but it's a short film. It's just gonna be the one. You're not gonna get season after season after season of this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the moment you start having an actual series, point in case, like, with Invincible, now you're sitting there going, okay, we're going to be releasing season by season, but we're dealing with an American production company or a Western production company now, because Skybound is based out of Canada, right? So it's a Canadian production company. And you can't get that same kind of, or at least you don't have all the money in the world to kind of pour into, hitting that type of detail and frame rate anymore. Because I'm pretty sure that if you could give them all the time in the world, they could churn out some amazing things. But I don't know. I don't think you're given that leeway. There's just not enough money. Unless, like I said, unless you're gonna do the same thing that a lot of Japanese production companies do, which is work their animators to death. So it's a weird trade off, man. It's like, which one do you want? Do you want the do you want the ultra detailed, smooth animations that we're getting out of Eastern production companies, or do you want something that's a little bit more ethical that's coming out of Western production companies?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I mean, it's about the same. Like, I I would just that's the thing though with a lot of Western animated properties.
Mm-hmm.
That work is outsourced. Like
Some of them,
if
you know.
if you do some research, I can't speak for uh Gendy's um properties. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they're here.
Yeah.
But like I know Family Guy animations are outsourced to like the Philippines and stuff like that.
Yeah. I wonder.
And
Let me see.
so I don't know if that like that much of the animation cost goes out there and how much it actually goes to the animators. Like because the main reason why you outsource stuff, right, is
Mm-hmm.
because it's cheaper. So it's like are is it actually better? I don't know. Like
I don't know. So, like, for instance, if we look up the animation company that takes care of, like, let's say Family Guy and American Dad, they are
Mhm.
a animation company called Grimseam Animation, and I think you're right. This is a company based out of South Korea who's churning this out.
Mm.
So, yeah, that puts a nasty little kink in it, right? So, all right, so let's think about this. If if a South Korean production company is creating, like Family Guy, right? Is the anime like obviously there's a number of animations that come out of South Korea that look a whole lot better, right? Isn't
Hmm.
Solo Leveling a animation that comes out of South Korea?
I don't know if it comes from South Korea.
Oh,
The
I think the
manhwa
web
comes
comic.
from,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
the
the
manhwa
yeah,
comes from South
South
Korea.
Korea. I don't know if the
Yeah.
animation itself does. So it's like I don't I now it's got me wondering like, okay, well, you have the cost cutting animation of Family Guy that looks very puppeteering animation, right?
Yeah.
But it's coming out of South Korea, who
Yeah.
is known to have better animation production. So the
So
development
they're
company is obviously going to South Korea in order to save money, but why are we getting
still that quality of
yeah,
animation.
yeah,
It's it's more of a stylistic choice then to cut corners.
I don't know. Well,
Like, that's such a weird thing to say, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
See, because
because it
that's what I'm wondering
obviously
now,
is a
right?
stylistic choice because it would be really weird to see,
A high frame
Family
rate,
Guy,
hyper
yeah,
detailed
high
Family
frame rate,
Guy, which
which it only happens in, like, movies.
yeah,
Like, if you look
exactly.
at Bob's Burgers, like, if
Mm-hmm.
you look at the movie, it
Right,
is animated with more, movement in each frame.
right, right. So the real question is it one of those things where it's like the parent production company of Family Guy says that, hey, we want this show to look specifically like this, or is it a situation of it's not about cost cutting, but instead, yeah, I at this point I'm assuming that they're asking for the animation to look the way that it does.
It is that. I definitely think it is a stylistic choice, but I also think
That's so
that
odd.
there may be some, like, thing that we've uncovered that
Mm-hmm.
they are cutting corners even more because why wouldn't you just pay someone here
Yeah. and it's
like
and it's not like the voice cast of Family Guy or American Dad is so stinking diverse. I mean, hell, Seth MacFarlane does about 2/3 of all those voices. So
yeah,
where the hell is all this money going? Or
yeah.
maybe it's not as cheap as we're thinking. Whenever it's an animation studio coming out of South Korea, because South Korea's economy is much different than Japan's, right?
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know, but we've seen extremely detailed animations come out of South Korea. So I honestly don't know what's happening. I don't,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know whether or not,
something we need a little more
yeah,
research on.
something that we have to dig into a little bit more because it's kind of baffling me thinking about how Seth MacFarlane would go up to this production company and they'd be like, "Hey, we really want you to make this look like puppet animation. That's the look that we're going for here. Cut whatever corners you have to. We want it to we want it to look like Bluey. You know what I mean? Which, don't get me
I
wrong,
mean, yeah.
Bluey beautifully animated, but still the same technique, right? The puppet animation. So
Hmm.
I don't. Oh
I
my
think it
god.
is a stylistic choice. Like,
Yeah, but that's such a
it
weird
was a
stylistic
stylistic choice
choice.
adopted by Western media first
Mm-hmm.
to cut cost.
And
Um,
now it's just kind of the
but
way
then
we
it
do
just
things.
became, yes, I think that's it. I think, and it's really weird because it's like, so this is good, good. Um, And then it also makes you think, like, should it cost as much as it should? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like
it
why
shouldn't.
does it cost as
Not
much as it
not to
does?
downplay not to downplay these animators at all. I think everyone should be paid a good wage. Animation is also really hard, even
Yes.
if it looks like that.
All right.
But yeah, I do think it does require a little bit more research. I do think, though, if we had to do anything, it would be to pay these overseas guys more money, like the
Oh, for
people
sure.
who are
For sure.
animating for animes in particular,
Yeah.
the Eastern medias, because they are severely underpaid. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
just a tried and true fact right there. Like so if we're paying this much for American animated properties to look the way they do, um it, it, it needs to be like triple that for for
Yeah.
anime across across the world because they're not being paid nearly enough to animate what they're doing right
Yeah.
now.
See, this is interesting because like I'm looking up like um uh animations that I think that are really well drawn. Um
mm,
and one of them that comes to mind is Primal, like I mentioned earlier, and um, that production company comes out of France,
mm.
and so now I'm wondering if this is really just a if this is really just a animation choice. And if it is
Yeah, I
an
think it is
animation
in part.
choice outside of
Hmm.
it being like a cost issue, it really throws my thinking for a loop here. Yeah, cuz man, there's another one um like the new adventures of Superman. That one's produced
Hmm.
in America. And that animation, I would put that animation on the same level as Invincible. I don't know, man. That's
It is just the style. Like that's just how it is.
yeah. Yeah, it looks as if that
Like
it's the style.
it's dropped too. Like I remember like one of the Batman series being pretty well animated.
Oh, like the
Um
original animated series?
oh, I'm not sure about the original. I don't know. Maybe it is the original. The one with the classic Harley Quinn.
Yeah, yeah, that's the original animated series. That was
Okay,
the
yeah.
first one
Like
that came out.
that one was pretty well animated.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that one was really well
you know,
animated. And that
there are
was
some shots where they had stagnant, like they would stand,
mhm.
but like whenever they were moving, it was pretty it had a lot of character to it.
Yeah.
I remember that much, as opposed to now, like
Yeah. Let's see, like, yeah, it makes me wonder, like, other series like Arcane, right? So
hmm,
Arcane is very much a. I think that that one was produced in France as well. Yeah, Arcane was produced by Fortici Productions, which is a studio primarily produced in France, in Paris. Dude, what the hell's happening? So 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 is it safe to say that this is a stylistic choice, and whenever you're comparing animations from somewhere like Invincible or Jujutsu Kaisen, that this is more than just an argument of
budget.
Yeah, it's more than an argument of budget, and that it has become more of a, well, this is just a stylistic choice between the two.
I think it's yeah, I think that's it.
Oh,
Because if
damn.
yeah, like just watching, I think if you would watch a snippet, like I've
Mm-hmm.
watched so many animated properties
Yeah.
throughout my life, so I think I'm getting it, you know?
Right.
Um, but I don't think people like we've discussed before, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
people watch properties the same way you and I do. So,
Yeah.
um w- we can obviously I can obviously pinpoint why they look so different. It's because it has become that choice. Like it started going down that way because I think more Western media has adopted Adobe Flash for their
Mm-hmm.
animations.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like you know you not that it is, but it kind of adopted it because it's very popular with children's media.
Yeah.
Bluey, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of look like Bluey.
Yeah, that
I'm
puppeteer
thinking
type, that
Yeah, I'm thinking
puppeteer
like
type
properties
animation.
from Kids WB. Like one of them was Mucha Lucha, where
Mm-hmm.
it has that really thick outline. And yeah, it is very much puppeteer. If you watch how they animate anything on Adobe Flash, that is how it is. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they rig they rig the different parts and then they move them around like puppets. And
Exactly.
um which is not it's not bad. It works. And it is a stylistic choice. And a lot of Western media started adopting that because that's kind
It
of
just kind of became
the, s-
popular.
yeah, that's the line that it came, that, that it started going down. It
Yeah.
started following this niche. Um, yeah, pretty much. Thick outline,
Yeah.
puppeting looking type movements. Not a lot of very detailed movements.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are some Western medias that do break the mold, like there. I'm thinking like the Owl House, which is a really good show. You should watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Gravity Falls. Like they do follow that type of. The characters look that way, but they don't feel like they've been animated on Adobe Flash. Like it does feel very much
It feels
hand
a little bit
drawn.
more hand animated. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll see stuff that breaks the mold, but a lot of it follows that specific mold.
So do you think that the animation do you think that whenever people try to compare the two styles, that then that comparing the two styles is kind of unfair if the stylistic choices are so purposeful?
I think the critique can be made. Um, I think it's pinpointing that maybe Western animation should step up.
Yeah.
Um,
Even if it's so deliberate though?
yeah, I think it kind of fits in the face of my earlier opinion. If that's how the artist intended to make it, if that's how they wanted it to look,
Yeah.
then by all means continue with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's really what the artist would have wanted. I think, if you get what I mean. Like,
Do
I
you think
think,
like I what do you mean? Like, do you think this is? Are you talking like the original artist, where it's like,
so I'm thinking for Invincible,
mm-hmm.
like, is the is the creator of Invincible like able to like pick the studio that they wanted to animate
Well,
it, or
funny enough, the creator of Invincible, um, uh, the Skybound Animations is his actual company. So
Okay.
Skybound, he originally created it as an input imprint for his comic books, and then it expanded to start doing animations, and then they created the animations for Invincible and then sold it to Amazon. So he has complete creative control over it, as far as I can tell,
Hmm.
because he recently got in hot water because he did it. I say hot water. It was people complaining because he did a gender swap for one of the characters in the most recent episodes, and certain people were complaining about it as usual. And he was like, "No, I chose to do this because if I didn't, he would essentially look and act a little bit too much like the main character, and I didn't want that, so I decided to gender swap it and make it a little bit more interesting." So
Hmm.
he has a lot of creative control over this property. I just don't
Hmm.
know if the animation style is a deliberate, I'm doing this because I want it to look a certain way, or if it's a situation of um, I don't have the budget to do more. You know what I mean?
I, I think it could be a mix of both.
Probably, yeah. There
Um,
probably is an answer in the in between.
I think if it's animated here, um, then the animators follow this the way they've been taught, right?
Yeah.
And that was the stigma,
Mm-hmm.
the one that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Adobe Flash type animation. That's how they were taught.
Yeah.
So they just only know how to animate the way that they're taught.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really
Mm-hmm.
defeat that. I think it's also part of budgetary issues.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it really does save time. It's really about time. Like, you're the more time that you spend on an animation, the more costly it gets, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you spend more time on an animation? There are more frames. So, the more frames that you put in, the more time that you use means more money that you have to
Mm-hmm.
throw into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been part of the market as well, just the way that they've been taught. So
Yeah.
let's animate this way. It saves us more time, meaning we save more money in this area.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of the way that they've been taught. And then I think it is definitely budgetary, because this guy could have picked B-list actors or brand new actors, like people who aren't even in the game
Right.
to
Right.
voice act his property. But he
Mm-hmm.
picked like A-list actors like Steven Yeun and the other guy that's name is escaping my head. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's a
Yeah,
big
they're
deal.
they're big. Yeah, J.K. Simmons. I
Yeah.
mean, he's
Yeah,
a
JK
big
Simmons.
actor. Oh, it wasn't
So
he. I think he may have been an Oscar winner at some point. So
I'd
yeah,
be
that
surprised
that
if he
can't be
wasn't.
cheap.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's part of it too. Like they're trying to, okay, let's keep doing what we've always been taught, but oh, this does save us money. So
Mm-hmm.
now we can use this much more money to get A-list actors to help
Yeah.
market our property that not a lot of people know. Because I'm pretty sure people are watching it because, oh man, this guy's in it. I love
Yeah.
Steven
Yeah.
Yeun.
That's
Let me
true.
watch it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I started watching it is
Mm-hmm.
because I love Steven Yeun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Same. It's
yeah.
like, having somebody like Sandra Oh being a voice actor, in this, or having, Stephen Young or J.K. Simmons, as somebody who may not be familiar with the property, you see that and you're like, oh man, they're going to be giving some insane performances. Let's check this out. And,
Yeah.
it's like, obviously the thing that drew me to the property is the fact that I read the comics, so therefore going into it I was like, oh dude, I can't wait to see this in motion, right? And then seeing the voice
Mm.
actors, I was like, holy shit, like they're bringing out the big guns, we're going to get some insane performances out of it. um so yeah, I guess getting the expensive voice actors is a great marketing tool, and it did its job. But
Yeah.
now
I
people
think
are
it is a
having
mixture
these
of both.
Hmm. What'd you say?
I I think it is a mixture of both.
Mm-hmm. But now you're having these people making animation comparisons, and now that we've talked about it, I mean, yeah, if you like one style more than the other, then I mean, more power to you. Like I can't argue with it, right? Because I like certain styles more so than other styles. Um and I don't know if I would like try to pit the two styles against each other. Um Especially since it's such a deliberate choice to make. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like now that I know that some of these puppet animations, these flash animation shows are made in East Animation Studios, dude, I my mind's been blown. Like it's like I would
Mm.
have figured that a cartoon like Family Guy that's so, I don't want to say poorly animated, but very specific, animated in a very specific way, would just like say like, yeah, this is the way we want it to look. We don't want it to look any other way. That's. But then on the other hand, it's also one of those things like, okay, for that type of art style, maybe that kind of animation works better, right? Like maybe it's better to have cleaner lines as opposed to sketch lines. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine a Family Guy with uh, Studio Ghibli kind of art. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
like I can't imagine a Family Guy that's that hand drawn, and that kind of sketch look to the, or painterly quality to the artwork, right? Like I don't think that would make the jokes land any better, right? And maybe the weird clean the cleanness of the flash animation type of drawing works better for something that's essentially just an adult comedy. But then you have, uh then you have animations like um Primal, right? Where it's animated in France, and you have something um that's more hand drawn, more 2D animated, and it works more for that because it's supposed to be a dramatic adult telling of a story. So, man, god, and my world has been turned upside down. It's- or I guess it's not. It's just interesting to think of something like that being such a choice. It's honest to God a choice that they're making, and I guess my head doesn't know how to um come to grips with that.
Yeah, it is a hard thing to accept.
Yeah.
That other than it being the obvious answer, it being money saving,
Mm-hmm.
is that it is something that they choose to actively keep as an art style.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it is an art style. Like,
Yeah, it is. It like I guess another property that comes to mind. Did you ever watch any episodes of Smiling Friends?
I've seen clips from Smiling Friends.
So you see that type of animation, right? Where it's like, yes, the animation is hand drawn, but it's very, I guess the best word for it, it's very ugly kind of animation, but it's ugly on purpose, right? Like,
Yeah,
and it's
that's a
interesting.
stylistic choice.
Yeah, that's a stylistic choice, especially since whenever you watch the show, you see like they play around with a number of different kinds of animation. Like sometimes they'll do 3D animation, sometimes they'll do claymation within the show. and you're just like, oh wow, that's a very stylistic choice that they decided to go with. And if you were to put that show up against something like, Demon Slayer, you'd be like, yeah, they're two completely different type of styles, but they're both have a dedicated artistic skill behind them, right? Even though one is can be wholesale considered very ugly compared to the other. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, I don't know. The more I think about this, the more I hate that the debate's happening online, right? That people are comparing the two. Because now it's like, well, now that would be like taking two artists who have two completely different art styles and then saying, well, this artist is better than this artist because the other artist isn't just trying hard enough. And the artist that they think's not trying hard enough is saying, no, 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 this is the way I draw. I'm putting as much effort, but this is just the way I like the way for it to look. And now my brain's going, oh fuck, like that makes this argument online that much stupider now. Oh no. Oh crap. It's really throwing my artistic mind for a loop here, man.
Yeah, it's weird to think about. I think it's definitely something that could be looked into a little bit more, just
Mm-hmm.
because, like, there could be some history that we're missing, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no
I think you're
info on
right.
how much the outside studios are being paid.
Yeah.
Um, do they take all of the money that that is
I'm
owed to
assuming
them,
so. I mean,
or does the
yeah. I
like
mean, like we hear the horror stories that come out of Japanese animation production houses, right? But
mm-hmm,
that for the most part is just Japanese work culture. Like I don't know. Although you obviously want artists to be paid well, you want artists to get credit. We never promote artists not being paid their fair share here, but you can for the most part chalk it up to work culture over there. But then whenever there is a eastern production house churning out animations that look as if there is a production cost wall, but there really isn't, where's all that money going? Is it going to the
mm-hmm,
to the voiceover talent? Is it going towards um I mean family? And then you start thinking about things like, well, how many episodes come out per season of shows like Family Guy and oh my god, yeah, yeah. And plus, like I got into this topic because I've been doing more research on animation because I really want to try my hand at it, but I'm kind of afraid of like going into it without really having a good idea of what I want to do because you know me, just overthinking for the fun of it. Um, but yeah, now that I've been looking deeper into animation techniques and stuff like that, it's interesting to think that these are stylistic preferences. Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my god. What the hell, man? What's happening? Why do we have these weird stylistic takes that come out, especially like for adult cartoons in the West here, right? Like, when did we all settle on like the Family Guy looking? Because another one that comes to mind is like, did you ever watch Archer on FX
Yeah,
and how it
I've seen
had,
clips.
and how that one has like a very puppeteered look to it as well?
It's just, yeah, it's literally them just standing.
Mm-hmm.
and the mouth moving, and then sometimes the hands move,
Yeah, and it does have
arms
like
move.
action scenes every now and again, but it's just not. It's like you said, it's very flash animation, and it's like, okay, well, this obviously has to be a. No, don't get me wrong. It kind of this is gonna be a weird comparison. I hate making this comparison because people are gonna call me a gooner. But do you know who Queen Bee is?
No.
You know what? And keep it that way. I'm proud of you, Lily. You should not know who Queen Bee is. There's fellow gooners
Okay.
out there who will know, and don't pay attention to the rumors out there. But there is
Okay.
an animation studio out there called Queen Bee, right? And this animation studio, the projects that it churns out, people always complain that the projects look very flash animated. But what they do is that they take the original artwork from the dojins, right? And they animate the original artwork. So it kind of looks weird and puppeteery to a degree. There's not a lot of like high quality hand drawn frames, right?
Mhm.
It's a very stylistic choice, maybe to I can't even say to cut costs anymore. Maybe it's just their way of producing animations, right? But then you have other but what I find interesting about this animation company is that the artwork looks pretty good. Kind of the way I see Archer, right? The artwork looks good. The animation kind of terrible, but the artwork looks good. And so there's this weird trade-off of like I like the detail and the coloring of the artwork, just like with this Queen Bee studio, right? Like I like the fact that they keep some of these dojins original art and they're able to slightly animate the art, but you're keeping the kind of like original look of the characters, right? Of the original story. And I think Archer does the same thing, right? Where it keeps the detail of the character designs, right? You can have more detailed faces. You could have more interesting color palettes in the episode. But whenever it comes to the actual animation, it's very puppeteered. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so you run across this issue of, okay, art style looks really cool, but my God, is that animation horrible?
Mhm.
And that's kind of what it reminds me of. Like I can appreciate the character design and the art style, but the animation side of it, I'm just like, oh my God, like you guys have utterly, this is such a weird stylistic choice that you guys are making, as opposed to keeping a, um, as opposed to putting more work to make the animation, more frame rates, more movement, right? Like it's
Mhm.
man, it's blowing my mind. I think it's blowing my mind because I'm learning more about animation now, and it's just like I don't know what to think now. I'm flabbergasted. I have never been I've been flabbergasted about art before, particularly like the Dada movement, but
Mhm.
this is this is the first time where I'm like hyper analyzing animation because I really want to. I think in another stream I'm gonna be trying animating for the first time, um, and I'm super nervous about that. But I want to try it anyways, just to see. It's just a challenge, right? It's kind of like you've inspired me to really kind of throw my hat into it, and I just want to see if I can do it. Um,
Mhm.
but ever since I've been looking deeper into this, dude, like, oh my God, like there's a whole realm of art out there that's just it's just kind of blowing my mind that you have a number of production companies that really do just make the decision like, okay, we're gonna be doing the most minimal as possible here, guys. we don't we don't want to overexert ourselves.
Mhm.
That's nuts. Oh man. Oh shit. We are 17 past the hour. I've been going on too long about animation here. Um you want to close us out unless you have something else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it. So we can
Yeah, I
close it
think
out for tonight.
yeah, I think the only other thing that I want to say is um the only other thing that I wanted to mention was that I watched the Artemis II launch um
Oh,
this past week. Um I'm a bit of a science nerd, so it was really cool seeing the United States launch a rocket towards the moon. We're not landing on the moon for this mission. We're just kind of circling it, but it's kind of a testing ground for us to start essentially colonizing the moon, which is bonkers to
really?
me. Yeah, this is the
Wow.
first step in the Artemis project. They're calling it. Um, and I thought it was super cool that we had a crew that was very diverse for the first time. The first time ever. It was the first time us sending a woman up there to the moon. It's the first time us sending a person of color for the first time. It's also the first time us sending a non-American citizen. We're sending a Canadian up there, as well as a man who's probably one of the oldest astronauts that we've sent up there before. So there's a
Wow.
lot of firsts for this mission, and watching it for the first time, with everything else that's happening in the world, it gave me it was the first time it not the first time, but it's been a long time since I felt that kind of um I that I was geeking out about something that we were doing as a country. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It feels like it's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've been able to enjoy something that we were doing as a country. So it gave me the warm and fuzzies.
Cool.
And also there is at the Johnson Space Center where we have mission control. One of the crew that was at mission control actually brought a plushie of Artemis, which is the mascot character from Sailor Moon,
Oh,
to the mission, which I thought
okay.
was nerdy in the best way possible. So, so yeah, I thought that was a nice feel good moment. It was nice to experience that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
other than that, we're good to go.
Okay. So let's close out this stream. Thanks for joining us today, you guys. You can find SO at SO Art Studio on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You'll be able to see this Spider-Man piece that he's working on. Whenever he finishes it, he'll post it up.
Mm-hmm.
Go follow him. Go give him some likes. You can find me at Lily Lilac Draws on Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, and TikTok. Check out our coffee page, make some donations. Anything is kindly appreciated. It was a pleasure to unwind together and talk about the things that inspired us this week. And remember, guys, stay creative.
Peace, everyone.
Bye bye.